Welcome back. This is By the Book, and we're your married relationship coaches. I'm Sent.
I'm Sil.
And today we're talking about Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 18. Real briefly, let's talk about Clint and Gina. Yeah. Going nowhere fast. I honestly, if my husband has something specific that he wants to talk about with their relationship, that's fine. But honestly, I'm far more interested in this whole Mackinley situation, if you will. And we know at some point, because we've seen the teaser previews of Clint kissing Dominique, or vice versa, whatever. And we've also seen the previews that Mackinley said that he jumped into Gina's DMs.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to come out next episode, but I'm very interested. And one of the things, and I'm going to tell y'all right now, I never liked Mackinley, and I really don't like him now. Because in this episode, he sat down in the gym. He probably won't even go to the gym. But he sat down in the gym with Clint, looked him squarely in his face, asking him about his marriage, talking about this and that, knowing full well that in all likelihood he had already been in Gina's DMs. And the disrespect level there is so high that I hope that when they come face to face again, that Clint is willing to smack him, because that was wild to me. You let me know what you think about that.
Okay. I am not a person who goes for violence and things of that sort. I'm not. And but my wife is on to something. This man had a workout session with Gina's husband, who is Clint. And he was asking him personal questions about their marriage. And if he is trying to do a backside thing of getting with her, and on the front side of it, he's trying to get information from her husband while he's doing his stuff around the corner, doing the backdoor thing, then he's low as a low. And if I'm Clint, smack him. He's well deserved. It's a well deserved butt whooping that needs to happen. With that one, for real. You don't get away with that. You don't disrespect another man like that. You don't disrespect another man's marriage like that. I don't care what woman would have been if Gina's open to it, or whoever woman is open to it. No, you don't behave like that. You don't do stuff like that. So
yeah, and he seemed like he always has like this sneaky, slimy smirk on his face that I don't like anyway. But to have that same smirk on his face in the confessional after sitting there talking to Clint, one-on-one, talking about, well, I think Gina's attractive, and I think she found me attractive, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I think he did say throw in there, like, I think Clint's an attractive guy, and I'm surprised they don't find each other attractive. Whatever. That's not what was important to him. What was important was that he got some ego boosting, I guess, maybe from Gina, or at least he imagined some ego boosting from Gina, and he was interested. And I remember way back when Clint first expressed maybe his lack of attraction for her, Mackinley was the first person to jump up and be like, I think she's attractive. Like, I think you're crazy.
Yeah, he was.
And then he went on to say in the confessional, like, I don't know what kind of women he's pulling, but, she's attractive. So he was very obviously attracted to her from the beginning. Yeah. And that's fine. You're going to come across people like my husband and I talk about this all the time. I'm very understanding. You're going to see, once you get married, you're going to see plenty of people who are still attractive to you. And that's okay. But acting on it is just beyond the scope of what's acceptable, especially during the course of this process. It's only an 8-week process. If it's so weak, if it's, risky, if they're not going to make it, whatever, then wait the 8 weeks until they say no,
Mm-hmm.
and then shoot your shot.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that's a little grimy,
Mm-hmm.
but at least it's in order. You know, they got out of the relationship. Maybe you're not really friends with Clint. Don't fake being his friend though either. Yeah. And then when she's free and available and you're free and available, then you shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Don't be a hater because your situation didn't work out. So now you're like, let me see who else I can push up on. No, that. No, Mackinley, he was low. He was probably a 2 out of 10 for me. He made his way on down to a 0 because that was just grimy.
It is. Dude, you trying to be slick. Mm-hmm. You know, slick could get your kneecaps broke real quick.
Says the guy who's like, I don't condone any type of violence. Whatever.
I don't, but
we know where you from.
I'll make an exception.
We know where you from.
You trying to be slick, bro.
Yeah, that was a lot. Yeah. So anyway, I had to go off on that tangent because for me, whatever is going on in their relationship, I'm over it because I think it's a clear no at decision day. So my focus went straight to, I can't believe that Mackinley is this low down. Yeah. I would just wipe that goofy look off of his face. Ooh, he gets on my nerves. Anyway, if you have something to say about Clint and Gina actually outside of Mackinley, let me know.
Well, the only other thing is, of course, they were visited by Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal. Mm-hmm. And Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper were really trying to get to the bottom of why aren't they feeling anything? Why is the attraction at all-time 0? Y'all been in this thing for 7 weeks now. And I gave you some Dr. Pepper. Hey, I gave you guys a couple of things to do. Did you do them? And both of them were just like, no, we didn't do them, And here it is. Anyone who's been through any type of counseling or therapy, we know that they are going to give us some things to do, mm-hmm. And some of the things right off the rip, when we hear them, we're like, I don't want to do that. And I don't think that that's going to work for me. But it's really incumbent upon the people who are receiving the therapy to say, I don't think this is going to work for me. Do you have something else? Yeah. And so when she gave them the task of watching movies, together, and if they're feeling like, that's not for us, do you have? They really should have done that, but they didn't. They were just like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, Gina was like, oh, I love that.
Yeah, but they didn't. They had no intentions on it.
They said they didn't have time, but that was an excuse.
Yeah, they lied. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think both of them got equally offended at the beginning, and both of them are stubborn, and they just aren't going to give in to anything at this point. They're determined to make it through this 8 weeks. Yeah. But they are not going to make it a minute past.
Yeah. No.
There won't be anything further, I don't think. And then shoot, if Gina is sitting here, I know I wasn't supposed to bring him back up, but if she's sitting here entertaining Mackinley, she doesn't even have her eyes focused on the right thing right now. No. I don't know why she would focus her attention on him, but...
Yeah. But, here it is. They're sitting there with Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal. Yeah. Right? And as they're sitting there and they're going through certain things, Gina obviously feels a certain type of way because now she wants to throw Clint underneath the bus.
See, and that's something my husband and I talked about. You guys comment on this as we talk it out. But I did not feel like she threw him under the bus because she wasn't saying he's a bad guy. Uh-huh. It was more, I took it like, she's like, this is how his personality is. And I may have thought that I wanted somebody like this, or I like somebody like this who was the life of the party and this and that. But as it turns out, I don't. Mm-hmm. I don't think she was beating up on him. Uh-huh. I think she was more so reflective on like, this is not what I like.
Okay. But she also said that that he was not pursuing her, and he never made her feel like a wife.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, she is throwing him underneath the bus. And so my question would be, well, all right, Gina, in the first 2 weeks, you said you weren't attracted to him. And so now he is supposed to pursue you to this heightened level that you're saying. And sometimes it just doesn't work that way. I mean, it's just like, okay, and I think about Shaq and I think about Kirsten, and obviously Shaq shut down. He's shutting down now, but initially he was still trying at the beginning of it. There's no recoup, there's no retry, there's no recall with them. You know what I'm with Clint and Gina though. So it's just like, why are you throwing him underneath the bus when you already said you were not attracted to no ginger guy?
Well, I mean, but you didn't say that he was unattractive, and this takes us way back to like week 3 or something like that, or episode 3 or 4, something very early on. It wasn't that she said she's not usually attracted to gingery features, etc., etc. So they both had their things that they said that I think were problematic. I feel like there has to be room to express, the way that you feel, the way that you think, a reason that maybe you're not as attracted, especially in a situation like this where you didn't get to choose your partner. But I think for both of them, the way that it was delivered was poor, and it set the tone for everything. So in her saying she didn't feel like a wife, I don't know that I take that as a personal attack against him as much as just like the way that their situation went, where the best that they could do under the circumstances, it seemed, is to behave like friends, which they do. They seem like they get along, but that does not a marriage make. It's like, okay, we can get along, we can be best friends. There's no chemistry here. We're not vibing together on any sort of romantic level. So, no, I don't feel like a wife. I feel like I got a roommate that I'm pretty cool with, that somehow I'm married to. I just didn't take it as her throwing him under the bus. I know he felt kind of blindsided by the whole thing.
Yeah, that's where I see it. I definitely see him being blindsided, because in his responses to the experts, it was, well, we really haven't done this, and we really haven't tried that, and we, and she took it upon herself to isolate and to make it look like, okay, well, that Clint wasn't doing his part as far as pursuing her, and it is hard to pursue someone when they've told you quite point blank that they're not attracted to you, and so yeah, I'm gonna try to make the best out of it. I am going to try to be your friend. I am going to try to fulfill this 8-week commitment. I am going to try to do those things, but if I don't start to see you kind of relax and open up on a romantic level, I really don't want to kind of like push it. I think that's going to be probably like most men.
I feel like that's what both of them were, though. Because remember, it wasn't just her who said she wasn't attracted to gingery features or something made him feel like she wasn't attracted to him. But he likewise said the whole thing about the athletic and fit whole deal. True. He's used to dating. So they had these like competing insults almost, I guess, if you will. And so they both were like pushed back from one another. So it wasn't going to be necessarily all on him or all on her to make the strides to come back together. They were left in a really awkward spot after that went down the way it did at the honeymoon. And it was so early on, it was like nothing to build on.
Okay.
I don't know. That's the way I saw it. I feel like Clint is a more, I don't know, I want to say agreeable, but that's not necessarily what I want to say. Like he just he knows how to get along with people better.
Yeah.
You know, he knows he's just more chill than Gina. He's not going to quote unquote throw her under the bus at all. So then he looked like the victim in this situation.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was. I just think they're incompatible based upon the way the things went at the beginning. And it ain't gonna get any better. Less than a week, they might as well, Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal might as well stay home. Like, they're not gonna change anything at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty much, it was over a while ago. But I'm gonna say this though. If Gina is entertaining Mackinley, after she was talking about, I like someone with darker features, Mackinley's features ain't all that dark either, y'all.
Yeah, so, they're not dark. So you're right, they're not dark features. They're not like gingery in the same way that now y'all got me saying gingery. I don't mean that in any kind of offensive way. Yeah. But I know what she means by like the red hair, freckly, light, really light skin type of thing. That's not what Mackinley has. He's more of like a dark blonde, don't you think?
No, I don't. I don't see too much difference in their tones between Mackinley and between Clint. No, I don't.
I don't see them in the same way in terms of like that. But I'll say this.
What you gonna say?
I'll leave it at this. If I had to choose one for being more attractive than the other, I would pick Clint all day long. Okay. Honestly. I mean, he is awfully hairy. Like, he's real hairy. But he is. It's a lot. But he just, to me, he's just a more attractive guy. Maybe that's just because I feel like Mackinley always has a really ridiculous, goofy look on his face. Yeah. And like, then he's got the rosy cheeks. So I don't know. Anyway, I get that he's a whole different featured type of person, which my husband doesn't get. If you guys see the difference between him and Clint, please call it out for my husband and help me out. Because I can't make him see. He's like, I don't see that their features are different. Their hair is the same color. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
But we gonna find out. Please
tell my husband what you think.
Yeah, please.
Now watch, everybody's gonna disagree with me.
Yeah, we gonna find out. And I want to see if Gina's for the streets. I want to see if she entertains. She may
be. I don't know about for the streets though. I think it's just she don't like him.
If she doing that in the midst of this fake marriage, and she would probably say, still, she for the streets. I want to see.
I don't know. Anyway, guys, let us know your thoughts. Drop those comments below. Tell us about these ginger features. Like, share, and subscribe. And we'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.